All aboard and welcome to our podcast, GoddeSShips. Tonight's episode, Toxicships. Are you toxic? For those of you who are returning, thank you for your continued support and welcome back. And for those of you who are just joining us, welcome. Goddesses and guys, remember that we are available wherever you listen to your podcast, and you can always watch us here on YouTube. I am Keely, the Soul Snatching Goddess.
And I am Melinda, the FACKTgoddess, F.A.C.K.T. We want to thank you for joining us. We want you to like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. And bang on the notification bell so that when we have new episodes, you'll be one of the first to be notified.
Hello, world. I'm FloydGod.
All right, we already got a comment. Tanika said, "Hey y'all, hey, I'm here early today." Yes. All right, time for some quick shirt cam. Since we was talking about being toxic, I got a slightly toxic shirt on. It says, "Don't be a salty bitch," with my Morton Salt girl. That goddess, do you have a shirt today?
I don't know if you all can see it because it's black.
Okay, let me big you up. Hold on, let me big you up. Wait, big you up. Okay.
It says protect Black people. It's the size sweatsuit that I have on.
Oh.
CISE, Black owned company.
Very cute. Very cute. All right. Taco meat? Taco meat?
Taco meat can. It's taco meat can.
So this episode came because I was told I was exhibiting some toxic behavior this weekend. And while I don't want to believe that, I decided we should possibly delve into it and see you got some toxic stuff going on. So, are you toxic? Can you recognize a toxic person? So, a toxic person is often defined as someone who is subtly or outwardly manipulative, self-centered, needy, or controlling. Toxic behavior is defined as being unpleasant or malicious towards others. Recognizing a toxic person may be more about identifying how they make you feel rather than what they do or say. Keep in mind that toxic relationships aren't limited to romance. A toxic person may be a family member, coworker, friend, partner of a friend, a relative, neighbor, business partner, student at school. So let's talk about some of these toxic behaviors of a toxic person. So they do a lot of blaming. A toxic person endlessly blames others and seems completely unable to own their own contribution to any problem. So when I was called toxic, I think that's probably what I was doing and didn't want to admit to my part in what was going on. But I came around. I figured it out. Passive aggression. Any of y'all do that? Melinda, I think you a little bit of that.
I just shook my head, yes.
Yeah, I ain't see it. You gotta do it. I need a bigger yes. I ain't see none of that. FloydGod, are you passive aggressive?
Nope.
Nope, you straightforward.
Straight up and down like 6 o'clock.
Self-centered. I can be that sometimes. Difficulty managing their anger. That's a big one. If you're left feeling emotionally exhausted after an encounter with them. Some people that you encounter leave you feeling uplifted, loved, inspired. But then when you around them, you like, why did I talk to them today? I know a couple people like that. It's bad. Lele said, hey, y'all.
Lord have mercy.
Hey, Lele.
I know people like that.
I know. Ooh.
I was waving like we was in church, you know.
They try controlling you by guilt tripping. So with guilt tripping, you love me or you're my friend, so you have to do this thing for me. So I'm slightly toxic with my kids. But it's not in a bad way. It's in a good way. Because it's guilting them towards better.
Oh.
Yes, you heard me. I said it. They are easily jealous. This one is tricky because not all boundaries are valid. Toxic people will use boundaries as a means of control and then play the victim role when their boundaries are crossed or not respected. So have y'all run into somebody that did that?
I know some people like that.
Mm-hmm.
Constantly see themselves as a victim.
Yeah.
So it says, I have a friend who wonders why everyone leaves them and feels like they're victimized constantly. And then if you call them on it, then all of a sudden you victimizing them too.
Yeah.
They give backhanded compliments. So even when given a compliment, it has a little negativity on it. They feel the need to belittle or drag down or humiliate others, even friends, in order to make themselves feel better and reinstate the hierarchy in the relationship. Bitch, know your place. And it ain't up here. We know somebody like that, don't we, FACKTgoddess?
Absolutely.
You better know your place, girl. They're overly defensive. They use their friends as the butt of their jokes to impress people. They're also willing to use you as the punchline. But when the tables are turned or they're called out on their actions, they don't react well and they get overly defensive.
I hate people like that. I can't stand
it. So how to cope with a toxic person? Set boundaries. When dealing with toxic behavior, knowing where to draw the line is critical. Avoid getting drawn into the drama. So separate yourself. Stay away and out of their problems. Don't make their problems your problems, because then it's the problem. Talk with them about it. Sometimes a person who exhibits toxic behavior may not be aware that what they're doing or saying is harming you. And if that's the case, consider having a heart-to-heart conversation about what you're experiencing.
Whoop their ass.
Well, I had my person talked to me, but it wasn't, the toxicity was not coming towards them, but they just saw me doing it and they called me on it. And we had a conversation.
I think sometimes people use the word toxic in the wrong context. I think a lot of times people call people toxic because maybe they have a different perspective, or they're not open-minded enough to see different perspectives, or because of certain experiences that they've had, they just assume that because it's not their way, that it's negative or, toxic. Because people throw that word around a lot, and it doesn't necessarily...
They do. However, that behavior that I was doing was slightly toxic. I had to admit it. It was. I couldn't say it wasn't after, because I was in it. Like I was in it. And so
accountability.
Exactly. So like I didn't realize all the way. And I kind of was in that, I don't care that I'm being toxic because, and then after we had a conversation, I got it.
So accountability in toxicity.
Yes.
AIT. AIT.
Layla said exactly, Floyd. Oh, let's
Throw
see.
that word around a lot.
Tanika said, "What was the behavior, Keely?" Oh, so what's the best way to put it? I wanted for a person to react in a certain way, and the certain way that I wanted for them to act had nothing to do with them. It was all about what me. And then I was mad because they didn't act the way that I wanted them to act.
That sounds more like spoiled. Spoiled. Hello?
Oh, he did. He going
Hello?
down.
Blacked out.
Yeah, I
There
hear
you
you.
go. You back.
Is he
Uh-oh.
back? There you go. Oh, there you go. Hey. Oh.
Oh, I don't think he can. I don't think he can tell when he comes back.
No, he can't.
Mm-hmm.
But he said spoil. I mean, kind of, but it was still toxic-ish. It gave. Oh, there you go. He back. Hey, you're back. So you said it was more of being spoiled?
That sounds more like spoiled, or in the words of Archie Bunker, spurled.
She said, yeah, that's more spoiled brat
That
behavior.
don't seem like toxic. That's just kind of that's just like you didn't give me what I want, or you didn't react the way I wanted you to react, so I'm upset about it. I don't think that's toxic. That's more like I want what I want.
Well, I was slightly manipulative as well in my reaction to them not doing what I wanted them to do.
Oh, so you was well then, yeah. Well
So it
then,
was a little toxic. It was a little toxic. But
you
I can't be spoiled and a brat in
was
certain
working your number.
instances.
He's working your number. He's working your number.
I'm just saying, you know. Let's see here. Limit your time around them. However, this may not be always possible if you share a workplace or you co-parent with them. In that case, it's okay to do your best to avoid contact and limiting yourself to dealing with them only when necessary.
Mm, mm.
Above all, ditch the blame. Well, let me see. They toxic, not you. Yeah.
Toxic Avengers.
Ending a toxic relationship may not be easy or quick, but it will be worth it in the long run. When thinking about how to end a toxic relationship, do it carefully because they could become violent. So, number one, step out of denial. To admit you're in a toxic relationship may seem like a small step, but actually is huge. Being in a toxic relationship can lead to stress, burnout, depression, anxiety. Identify the perks. Melinda, this one had hit all the way at the house. So your toxic relationship may even have perks. So get out your journal and write them down. Do any of these sound familiar? We share finances. I can't afford to live alone. She's family. At least she babysits from time to time. Sure, my boss is toxic, but at least I know what to expect. I'm in my 60s and everything is familiar. How could I start life over? So you see whether the perks are really worth the price. They're probably not. Seeing this in black and white on paper can bring clarity. Got anything to say about those?
They definitely something that can bring clarity.
So fill in the holes. There are holes that are open in your life after the perks are gone. So now it's time to plan on how to fill them. Say you have a perk of your toxic relationship is having a home. You might start looking for new living arrangements, even if it means bunking up with a friend or a family member for a short time. If shared expenses are a perk, now could be the time to become open to a second job, a short-term gig. If companionship or even love is a perk, remind yourself that there are other fish in the sea. Let's see. Lele said, at least I know what to expect. That kept me in a toxic relationship too long. I can see that.
After the perks are gone. What used to be hard. No, I'm sorry.
Most importantly, start doing things you love that your relationship kept you from doing. Whether that's going out to dance or doing something in the park, hiking, whatever it was that they didn't want you to do. Start doing that.
But nigga.
Surround yourself with positive friends. These are people who will stay by you after you end your relationship. You'll need them as emotional support, possibly to help you get a job or maybe a place to stay. Drop a note to yourself. In addition to everyone in your support network, there's one person that you desperately need on your side, and that's you. Treat yourself. There's nothing wrong with giving yourself a reward and taking a positive step forward. Feel the guilt. When you end a toxic relationship, you may feel guilty for many reasons. Maybe you feel guilty that you stayed. You stayed too long in a relationship. You hurt the other person. You think the relationship might have hurt your children. You say deuces, cut it out or cut it. Repeat affirmations. Affirmations can be a powerful tool. If you want to feel strong, for example, try saying I am strong to yourself. And you'll need to take practical steps too. So when I was looking at affirmations, I don't know if y'all have seen this where a person tells somebody to hold their arms out and they'll say that, tell them to tell themselves that they're strong, they're strong, they're strong 10 times. And they'll try to push their arms down and they tell them to keep it up, like don't let me push your arms down. And then they'll tell them to say they're weak, they're weak, they're weak 10 times. And they'll do the same thing and their arms like just go down. Your mind is really powerful.
It's like you ugly. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. I'm sorry, I couldn't help you.
Lily said the price is way too high. You need to cut it. That's
a record, ain't it? Ain't that a
yes.
record?
Yes, it is. You need to cut it.
Okay, yeah, cut.
Yes. That price is real high. Also, allow some rest. Most relationship experts say one of the best things you can do after a breakup of any kind is to give yourself time to heal. This is especially true after a toxic relationship. Take all the time you need after you close that chapter to breathe and savor life again. Focus on what matters in your life. A lot of people don't rest after a toxic relationship.
Because people don't know how to be content with themselves.
Yeah.
Some people feel like they need somebody in their life to be complete, when all you really need is yourself. Somebody in your life is a perk. It's a perk of life. So,
So ending a toxic relationship can be difficult and time-consuming, but it can also be invigorating and freeing, and it can open up life for you again. So we took some toxic quizzes, right? And so we're going to go over those.
I'm gonna go get mine while y'all doing y'all's. Hold on.
Okay. So do you want to go first, Fat Goddess?
It doesn't matter.
Yes, because I've been talking for a minute.
Okay, it said that do you want to tell them where they can take it?
Yes, the quiz is on Truity. That's TRUITY.com. Oh, she said put the link in the chat. I sure will. Most definitely.
Put the link in the chat.
Okay, you can go ahead. I will drop the link in the chat.
Okay, so after taking the quiz, they put a few of the names of the type of toxic person you could be before they told you which one you were. So I don't know if this is specifically for me, but it had the slacker, the Karen, the drama llama, and the mansplainer.
Boy.
So my toxic trait is the mansplainer. And it says that the mansplainer is a know-it-all, all the world's a pinky, and you're the only brain. I am so sorry, but that is so funny on a whole different level. So, it says the mansplainer. I'm a mansplainer. I live to illuminate those around me, often without evidence. I know what I'm talking about. Self-awareness is the first step. Am I reading the rest?
Nigga said facts.
Am I reading the rest?
Let me see which part. I'm trying to see which part are you on. FloydGod, did you get the same thing? Because you laughed real hard.
Well, so for lack of a better phrase, I would just like to say that this test was ass. And I took the test twice because I wasn't satisfied with the first one. But unfortunately, the first one they gave me was mansplainer. And then I took it again. I took it for the second time, and I decided to go into some deep reflection about my answers. And apparently I am a Karen.
Oh, wait a minute.
Which is a lie.
Oh.
Apparently I am a Karen. I am thinking about complaining to the manager of this test. Self-awareness is the first step. You are Karen. Sorry you had to find out this way. You cannot speak to our manager. All results are final. There was a moment in your life when you decided you're better than most other people. Maybe this has always been the case, or perhaps you just woke up one morning and realized you were the center of the universe. Regardless, you believe you deserve to be ushered to the front of the line, greeted with boundless enthusiasm, and catered to according to your every whim. When life doesn't deliver those exacting standards, you escalate. After all, you've earned it. Karens tend to score low on the big five trait of agreeableness. People who are low in agreeableness tend to experience less empathy and put their own concerns ahead of others. Don't want to get canceled? Self-awareness is the first step to shedding toxic behaviors. Instead of assumptions, stop and ask questions. Try to remain positive and remember that everyone deserves kindness and respect. We're all a little toxic. This graph shows which toxic traits you scored highest on and which you've managed to clearly avoid. This is some bullshit.
Wow.
Because I am not a Karen. I think everyone who knows me knows that that is not the kid.
So what did your chart say?
Well, hold on before we get to the chart, because I'm also
okay. I need to
a mansplainer.
go back. I need to go back because that's what I was asking you. Do you want me to read the rest of it?
Oh,
Of the
Okay,
well,
two
right
sure.
on.
parts?
Okay, go
Right
ahead.
on, right on, right on, right on, right on.
So it says, congratulations, you're the mansplainer. You're so toxic that you're probably already navigating to our Twitter DMs to explain why this test result is so inaccurate. Ugh. You live to illuminate those around you, often without evidence that you know what you're actually talking about. Your most annoying habits are mansplaining to strangers on the internet and bragging about how you were a gifted child, quote unquote, 30 years ago. The most common responses you elicit from others are eye rolls and pressing the block, quote unquote, button. I don't complain to strangers on the
Yes,
internet
you do.
or
Yes,
brag
you
about
do. And you want me to tell you how? Because
The
it may
eye
be somebody
roll,
that commented up under somebody's stuff, and it's
the
"I
eye
love
roll,
you," but
the eye roll, the
it.
eye
That's
roll.
not bragging.
The eye roll though, they write on the eye roll. We could do a whole compilation of
Anyway,
eye rolls.
it says arrogant and overconfident with an ego bigger than Bezos' net worth. Who's Bezos?
the Facebook guy.
Oh.
Oh, Jeff Bezos.
Mm-hmm.
The Amazon. That's the
Uh,
Amazon dude.
Amazon, yeah, him. All of them.
it
One
says
of them.
mansplainers tend to score low in agreeableness on Big Five personality model. Agreeable people see themselves as equal to others. However, the mansplainer sees themselves firmly at the head of the pack when it comes to intelligence and wit. It's not all bad. Self awareness is the first step to shedding toxic behaviors. Next time you feel a need to mansplain, try listening instead. Ask questions instead of responding with statements. And don't offer advice unless someone asks for it. Whew. To learn more about your strengths, weaknesses, and growth opportunities, take our free Big Five personality test.
Oh,
So you said don't do the chart
Oh,
yet?
we can't. Well, I'm also a mansplainer as well.
Oh, bestie.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Tanika said, "Dang, they're a little harsh. Some of that doesn't match your personality."
I know. I'm like,
see, Daddy.
well,
Even mansplainers have song too.
whatever. Well, on my chart, I don't know if our charts match, bestie,
Mhm.
but so people out there listening, they characterized me. I mean, they rated me on rigid, arrogant, lazy, dramatic, entitled, manipulative, and negative.
Mhm.
And so the rating was from 0 to 11. For rigid and arrogant, I got 11s for both of those.
Mm. Now our charts
Oh,
ain't the
no.
same.
We ain't the same type of mansplainer.
No.
For lazy, I got 7. For dramatic, I got 5. For entitled, I got 4. For manipulative, I got 3. And for negative, I got 1.
Okay. So for mine, arrogant, I got 9. Entitled, I got 8. Lazy, I got 6. Rigid, I also got 6. Manipulative, I got 5. Dramatic, I got 4, which I can appreciate.
I
And
don't know why.
negative is a 2.
Ooh, you're a little more negative than me, bestie.
I can be, most
Tanika
definitely.
said, damn.
Lord God, come on, Karen.
Come on with your
You
rating
ain't
scale,
stuck.
Karen. You ain't
You
froze.
moved a little
You
bit.
ain't froze.
I try.
Tried it.
Well, for the record, my first one was mansplaining, but I did it the second time and they made me a Karen. So for the Karen one, entitled was a 7.
Ooh.
Arrogant, that's a lie. Arrogant was a 4. Dramatic was a 3. Lazy was a 2. Manipulative, negative, and rigid were all 2s.
Oh.
Yeah. Some
Well,
bullshit.
the Karen traits ain't that damn bad then.
But I'm not
Mm-mm.
a Karen.
You're Karen.
Well, see,
I am not. No, I'm not. I'm not arrogant, and
you
I'm
want me to
not
tell you why I
entitled.
made you a Karen?
Why?
Because you went back and took the quiz again.
Yes.
And Karens are not satisfied. I told
Yes.
you something, and now I need your manager. So
Yes.
come on over here, and my manager gonna tell you the same thing, Karen.
Tell me who put this quiz together, because it's inaccurate.
We have been bamboo. Run them up. Led astray. We didn't land on this toxic test. This toxic test landed on us.
Landed on us.
And I am not a Karen. Floyd.
If
They
you
made me a
say so.
mansplain, and that just wasn't right. So I was like, let me go back and really seriously consider the questions that they are asked. And when I went back and gave it some thought, you know, in the abyss of my mind, it made me a Karen in just destined to drown in the abyss of toxicity. Some bullshit. You know this test wasn't you. This test was biased.
Well, I had
This
to do
test.
something to lighten our mood.
Well.
My ass. Well, the most important thing of all is to just trust your gut when it comes to identifying toxic people. Think about how someone makes you feel about yourself. Are you on a high after seeing them? Or do they knock your confidence? Connect with people who love you for who you are and leave you feeling on top of the world after each meet. I think that's me, so I
It's
don't
a
think I'm
slap to my blackness. It's a slap to my blackness.
to be called a Karen.
One of the most pro black brothers you'll ever meet being called a Karen. That is a slap to my blackness. And I am not I am salty as hell about this.
Oh God.
We know who wrote this test. The oppressor, designed to divide and conquer us through levels of toxicity that are not real. Just like fear, false evidence appearing real. It's all BS. Just saying. Karen.
That really got your goat, didn't it?
It really grinds my gears, Karen.
Woo, woo.
He don't like you.
Not at all. Not one bit.
I ain't gonna take it no more. I took it twice.
Well, they can't give you double Karen.
Karen the mansplainer, apparently. And I pride myself on whenever I share information, making sure that it's factual. That test is biased. It's racist.
Oh, Lele said, Keely, rate me on here. How do you think I will score? Ooh. What's them things again, FACKTgoddess?
They are, hold on.
Tell her to do the test.
She gonna do it.
Test right quick.
She just want to know what we think she is.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. I was at my definition. I got to go back. Hold on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It says, oh, you know what? We didn't read their definition of the things that they rated us on.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you the 4 ones, and then I'll go back and read that. That's just for everybody that takes it. It says the slacker, laziness, aimless, unreliable, passive, and indecisive. The Karen, entitled, always asked to speak to the manager. The drama llama, neurotic, overly emotional, needy, reactive, and manipulative. And then the mansplainer was know-it-all. All the world's a pinky, and you're the only brain.
So, Lele, within those, I would probably say you're a mansplainer.
Okay, so It says about the toxic traits. Jogatize my blackness. Who is this?
That one right there.
Jogatize is a Jesse Jackson word. Jogatize.
You are so crazy. So it says about the toxic traits. When they speak of arrogant, they mean people, also known as mansplainers, believe themselves to be intellectually superior to others.
See, I disagree. I disagree.
It says dramatic. People, also known as drama llamas, demand outside attention to their volatile emotions. Entitled. People, also known as Karens, want special treatment and become aggressive when it doesn't appear.
So untrue.
Lazy. People, also known as slackers, refuse to do their part and let others pick up the slack. Okay, so there are three more. There's a toxic trait with each one of these. There's a toxic person with each one of these traits. Mm-hmm. So those were the four I just told you about. So the other three are manipulative. People, also known as con artists, use deception and dishonesty to get ahead. Mm-hmm. Negative. People, also known as Debbie Downers, drag others down with their relentless pessimism. And rigid are people, also known as control freaks, try to impose their own inflexible ideas about right and wrong. Ooh. So it said I was rigid and arrogant equally, 11. I'm a control freak and a mansplainer.
Test is biased.
So what were your top two again, Keely? Don't clear your throat. Just go on, spit it out.
I forgot. What's the thing? Hold on, let me go back and look because I closed it.
Oh, okay.
I know it's entitled was second.
Okay, that was a Karen.
No.
No, you don't agree?
Yes, no, I don't agree.
You will ask to speak to the manager, Keely. I'm confused.
Well, what had happened though, right? If I ask to speak to a manager, it's because a manager is deserved to be called. Like,
and Karens want special treatment and become aggressive when it doesn't appear.
Well, I don't want special treatment. I just want for you to do what you're supposed to do. Do your job.
Honey, what's the first one?
Karen. I'm trying to get back to it. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Name them. I can tell you what it is if I hear it.
Arrogant.
Yeah, arrogant.
Okay, so you're a mansplainer and a Karen.
I could be.
I mean, a mansplainer and a Karen.
I could be.
Floyd, what were your top two?
The top two lies about my character were entitled and arrogant.
Entitled, a mansplainer, and a Karen. You and Keely have that in common. Welcome.
I just want you to do it.
So now that you know the other three, do you still think that Lele would be a mansplainer?
I do. She said, I think I'll get rigid. I can agree with that. I can agree. You will give somebody a whole cold shoulder. Yeah.
So and just so people know that haven't taken it or are planning to, at the end it says that was fun. Are you ready to get serious? And then they offer you the opportunity to take some actual, I guess maybe studied and researched personality tests.
Yeah. Layla said, I'm both.
I want to do the big 5 one.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I've done it. I think that's something that we do. Not do. That's something that we actually use in psychology when you have to, if you're assigned to like back up some type of work that you're doing with a personality test. The Big Five one is real huge in psychology. It's used a lot. So if somebody wants to actually take a serious one after seeing what type of toxic person you are, the Big Five one is actually used out there in the real world for real.
Yes. That's why I chose the other one, because it wasn't all the way serious.
Mm-hmm.
You need a little lightness in this toxicity.
Yeah, lighten up, mansplainer Karen Floyd.
Lies. Lies.
Oh, F.A.C.K.T.
Lies. Lies.
FloydGod is an abyss of love, happiness, and knowledge. This test has been propagated to destroy the character of one of our most beloved people. The FloydGod. This message is approved by Suge Avery.
You know, that track Jipper guy is on point. I don't know who that guy is.
Oh,
he's
my
awesome.
God.
Love that guy. You keep coming on the show, brother.
Yes, one of our beloved peoples. BELOVED. Beloved.
Beloved. Beloved. Beloved. Man, I'm gonna watch that movie. That ghost action must have been good. He called it Beloved. Beloved. Damn, Danny.
Oh my
Danny
God.
was in it to win it, wasn't he? He sounded like sounded like Mr. Beloved. Damn.
He just climb on top of me and do his business.
Apparently he was doing his business on Beloved too, but she might have changed his life. Just
whole life.
Just touch me on my inside parts. Beloved. Love it.
Oh, well, that's all that I have. I don't have any more. So, you got it? You ready?
Yes.
Okay. Well, it's time for I Love You, but we still need your suggestions to be sent to the FACKTgoddess at FACKTgoddess@gmail.com, and that is FACKT goddess@gmail.com, which will also be in the description below. Take it away.
So since we were talking about toxic traits, I thought I would give the formal definition of toxic.
Mm-hmm.
So as an adjective, it is containing or being poisonous material, especially when capable of causing death or serious debilitation. That's one of the definitions under adjective. The other one is exhibiting symptoms of infection or toxicosis. The third definition under adjective is extremely harsh, malicious, or harmful. For instance, toxic sarcasm. And then the last one under adjective is relating to or being an asset that has lost so much value that it cannot be sold on the market. I was like, ooh. You can't even sell you out there in the world. We don't even want to do any type of what are they doing now, real heavy. With the women and children.
Dang, Melinda. Send them off to be sold and traded.
Yeah.
Human trafficking?
Do that. Yes. They don't even want to traffic you because you're toxic. Can't get no money, no real value.
Well,
I say that jokingly. I'm not for trafficking at all. I don't want nobody to run with that and that crazy. I just basically was reading what it says as an adjective because we were using it as a descriptive term in this activity. But as a noun, it's a toxic substance, usually used in plural. That's pretty much what it says as a noun. Or poison.
All right.
So I would say, as far as adjective for people, that the third definition, extremely harsh, malicious, or harmful, would be a better description of what people mean when they're calling another person toxic. So, for the love of God, please, I love you, but don't be toxic. Don't be harsh. Don't be malicious. And don't be harmful to others, because you really don't know what it will do to them or how it would affect their lives. I love you, but.
For
For the love of God.
All right. FloydGod, you want to do your piece?
Yeah. So I'm sorry, everybody, to not end it on a kind of a somber note. Hopefully it's not, because it's still a celebration of life. But earlier this week, as y'all know, I'm from Chicago. A friend of mine I grew up with, her name was Dietrich Black. She passed away earlier this week. She's a very good friend of ours. People who from Chicago, who from the 79th Street area, y'all understand when I say she was our first lady. So y'all understand what that means. She passed away this week. She was a very good friend. She was an awesome person, a great mother. She was a great nurse. She passed away from, I'm assuming, some COVID symptoms, some other issues. It's been very tough on us and our friends that grew up with her, and I'm sure as well as her family, because she leaves behind some children. The service is Saturday. Just wanted to use this platform to say that we're gonna miss you, Dee Dee, and we love you. And to everyone else who has lost someone due to COVID or COVID related uh, issues, or problems as a result of COVID. A lot of people have been passing this year. Our hearts go out to you, our prayers go out to you. We hope the ancestors are with you and yours. So just gonna end this by saying we love you, Dee Dee. Rest in peace, and gonna miss you. Really gonna miss you. And my love is yours forever. And real ones know what that means. So rest well. First lady, rest well. That's it.
Okay. All right. Are all hearts and minds clear? I do believe so. All right. Well, that concludes our show for the evening. Thank you all for joining us as we do our best to give you the content you deserve. Feel free to keep the conversation going below in the comments. We do look forward to reading them and we respond. Again, thank you for watching. If you have not, make sure to thumbs up this video, like, share, tell a friend, subscribe, and click the notification bell. Don't forget that we are available wherever you listen to your podcast and on your streaming services. And of course, if you would like to see our beautiful faces, here on YouTube. See you next week on GoddeSShips, because every ship matters.
All ships aren't the same.
And life is lived on ships.
Good night.